The Super Bowl is the day after tomorrow, and some of the best athletes on this planet are going to take the field.
Herpetologist David Nieves was inspired to bring us some of the most athletic reptile and amphibians on the planet.
And he returns with his assistant, Mia, also his daughter.
Nice to see you
Good to
two
see
again.
both of you
A
today.
dynamic duo.
They
Welcome
are.
back.
We've had them on the show for 5 years.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
We're
it's
just
great.
looking back at that.
It's so cool to see her grow up, and she's never been afraid of this stuff, which is nice too.
No, she's just so comfortable. She's grown up with it. It's just, it's
Well,
normal to her.
She's learning a lot of it from you. Tell us about your background.
My background as a young child, when I was 8, actually older than when she started, I decided that reptiles and amphibians were the most amazing animals in the world. I became completely fascinated with them, and I wanted to grow up and be a herpetologist, a scientist who studies them. And I did grow up and become one. And I just love the animals my entire life. And so she's actually started younger than I did, and keeping work with them. She has some in her room.
Does she have any fear of any of these animals?
No, there have been times when I've had to actually pull her back, you know, because she's, you know, at the age of, let me see, at the age of 5, she caught her first snapping turtle.
Wow.
And I was like, Mia, hand me the, I'm like, Mia, hand me the snapping
Put the
turtle.
snapping turtle
Yes,
down.
that's literally what I was saying.
Yeah.
I know, you know, but
We're interested in this athletic twist.
Yes,
I would love to get to some of the things you brought
yeah.
in. And starting with a couple of frogs on the table here, David, they're beautiful, but besides that, what do you want us to know about them?
Well, first this one right in here. This in the little container here, and I'm not taking it out because it's a little bit sensitive, but it's a type of toad. And toads are really neat because when they are, when they're scared, they can actually, let's say they're threatened by a snake, they inflate their bodies up with a lot of air so they're too big for the snake to swallow. And then they can deflate themselves. So they can inflate and deflate. And we thought that that came in handy, so we decided to name this toad
Tom Brady.
Yes, because
you guys.
of the
Oh, snap.
What?
Wow.
And we thought it was
Very
okay.
clever.
Never mind. But
It is clever.
because it could inflate and deflate
Yeah.
at will and whatever. Okay, enough of
so
that.
funny.
And and then also we have, you know, Mia's holding a.
Tree frog.
Okay, hold on, I don't like that. So we can
And
see
the
that.
tree frogs are so, they've got this very distinct green color.
They are.
They're bright
They're
green.
they're so pretty. And this one right here, this tree frog can easily jump about 3 feet. Now this is a 2-inch frog that can jump 3 feet, which is 36 inches. So 18 times its body length. Now let's say an NBA player could jump 18 times their height.
Whoa, they touch the rafters.
well, that's 108 feet.
Yeah.
And so 108 feet, a basketball court is 94 feet. If an NBA player could jump like a tree frog, they could dunk from one end of the court to the other.
Wow.
Right.
I mean,
well,
just
they can't
easily.
even jump twice their height.
I like
Exactly.
that. I like that comparison, though.
So I mean, so that would be just an amazing ability that they could do that. And while Mia's holding that really quick, some other things, and we kind of brought a couple of little lizards because we've had these before, to where if you guys would like to hold.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sure,
pass
You
it
know,
down.
now this one is,
Peaches.
and what is she?
I'm going to be honest, David. She doesn't look super athletic.
She's not, but Peaches is a blue tongue skink, and of course, and this is a leopard gecko.
Here,
And
I'll
these
take,
are-
I'll
yeah.
take the gecko.
Oh, you want the small
Here,
one?
buddy. Yeah.
This one
And-
has snake-like features, to be
And
honest
they're
with you.
they're both
Oh,
very docile. And
Look at the tail, just
yeah,
went
the
right
tail.
up my sleeve.
What they
my.
both have a tail.
She likes you.
Both of them have the ability to drop their tails if they're attacked. Like if a predator grabs them by the tail, the tail comes off, and then they go score a new one back. And I was thinking about that. What if a football player, you know, was running down the field, somebody grabs their arm, you know, try to tackle them, and the arm just pops off.
Yeah.
And then they could keep running. The only problem is for the next play, they would kind of be, you know, armless because it takes a while to grow back.
What about the one I'm holding? What's special about it?
It's,
Just
and the leopard geckos
tail?
can do the same thing. Now, there's some other types of geckos that have the lamella on their feet that can actually stick so when they're climbing. And so they can climb up a smooth surface. So if we had that as an athlete, you would never have butterfingers and drop the
Well,
ball.
remember back in the day when they used to put
The
sap or
stickum.
whatever, right? The
Yeah.
stickum on their hands.
Or the
and-
pine tar, you know, the pine tar incident
Baseball
with Brett,
players.
with George Brett.
Totally get that.
So, but you know, they would have that natural ability to have things that would stick. And so here, I'm gonna set this frog down. And another thing we're talking about is climbing ability.
Wow,
And
this gecko's eyes are
Aren't they neat?
mesmerizing.
yes,
They're
they
so
are.
unique.
And those are two. Both of those creatures there were captive bred, so they've
Well,
been
this
around
thing's really
humans
like
their
a
whole lives.
snake with a
They're
couple
very
legs
calm.
on it.
Can you grab the wood?
Yeah. Well, now speaking of snakes,
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about
Got one
snakes.
without legs
Always bring
here.
out snakes. And
Mike
what
and I
we
do our
have here-
best, but I mean, this is where Mia is
Neither
as
one of
cool as a
us-
cucumber, and the two of us
Neither one of us are like
don't
like snakes.
compare.
Now, if we can hold this up a little
that
bit
an
higher,
albino
Steve.
snake?
This one here has blue eyes, so it's actually leucistic. It's different than albino.
Okay.
It's the same mutation you'll see in the white tigers. It's much rarer than albino. But this is a type of rat snake, and they have a very flat scales in their belly, and these belly scales are called scutes. And scutes, these have a very flat, and they're even angular, so it allows this snake to go right up a smooth surface. So this snake can climb, you turn this way a little bit there. The snake can easily climb right up a smooth surface, and they'll climb without any arms. They're amazing climbers.
That is. That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's just, it's,
Well, that's
it's
how you
phenomenal.
see these snakes in the trees. I mean, they got to get up there somehow. They climb them.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal ability.
Wow.
Phenomenal ability, just going right up a smooth surface.
Are there any risks to this animal not having any color to it at all, David? Or?
In the wild, it would not survive because
Right,
this
that's
one's
what
name
I'm-
is snow cone. I actually have these going back to
Yeah,
1988.
what's it blending in with? Nothing.
And the
it
snake has
stands
no
out.
clue. As far
Yeah.
as the snake is concerned, he's gray and black and he can hide.
Are there
And
snakes
so he
in
would
this
try.
area that can climb trees? Or do we have
Oh
any-
yeah, we have black rat snakes in the area which are related to these, and black rat snakes are very arboreal. They get about 5-6 feet long, and you will see them in trees all the
Omaha?
time. Oh yeah,
In Omaha, there's trees and snakes.
yes.
There's trees. I think the
Snakes
snakes
and
are in trees.
I'm so scared right now. I can't even talk. There's snakes in trees in Omaha.
But they don't jump out of trees because
It's a
snakes
date
have
gray to shine.
great
snakes
day to
have very
shine.
thin
Date gray.
snakes have very thin and delicate bones. If a snake fell out of a tree, it would hurt itself.
They're just all muscle.
What?
Right? Just all muscle.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't work.
What else do you have? Do you want us to
Okay.
keep holding these two, or
If you wouldn't
what do
mind,
you
is that
prefer?
okay?
No,
Or-
we're good.
No, we're fine.
And now, and another example of the climb, you can go ahead and set that down, honey. Okay, and now that was one example about how that snake was a great climber without, incredible climber without any legs or arms, and this one again too. Now this is a tree boa. Now this is full grown. Most
Look how
boas are not
skinny, look how
giant
thin
snakes.
that is.
It's look at the shape
really
of its
wiry.
head compared to the width
Yeah.
of its
Kinda
body.
wiry.
It's about 5 feet long, and it's about as big as they get. And most boas and pythons are small, by the way. And this snake actually has a large head, but it uses its head like a hook when it's climbing. It'll actually stretch out and use its head to kind of hook. Let's see if I can get it to do it or not. There it goes.
Oh wow!
And then
just
it
kinda
can
wraps
pull
around.
itself up. And the snake can actually pull its
that's
entire
cool.
body up just using the head like
Oh,
that.
there he goes.
And so it uses its head like a grappling hook, and it even has a prehensile tail like some monkeys do, which most snakes don't have these. So it can even hang by its tail.
Wow.
So this is an amazing climber, once again, without any arms and legs.
Hey Jay, can you pull out a little bit wider so we can see this
there we
the
go.
shape of this snake that it's creating? Look at that.
I mean, the
then he'll go
muscular
straight up.
control is phenomenal.
That's amazing, David.
Phenomenal.
Really is. Well,
Do these reptiles like each
He was
other?
yawning.
Because this thing's
that
kind of
was truly
twitching
a
when you
yawn.
bring these other snakes out here, David.
We try to not, most of the reptiles in general are not social creatures.
Yeah.
They really don't hang out. They don't get
Yeah.
to know
Well, I'm
one
getting a
another,
sense that this
buddies.
guy doesn't like these other snakes. He's twitching and he's growling and he's.
Growling.
I heard a bark.
Okay.
Oh,
one
yeah,
last skill.
Lizards don't bark,
Right.
do they?
There you go.
what do we want to know about this guy?
Mia is holding a short-tailed python. Short-tailed pythons are pythons, and they only get about 5 feet long. They're not very big, but they're very muscular. This snake weighs 6 pounds. This snake can eat 2 pounds of food in one meal. I know some people say competitive eating is not a sport, but me and I like to watch that man versus food. We always
Yeah,
watch
A
that live.
third its body
It's
weight.
not
Yeah,
easy.
third is body weight. And so that would be the equivalent of Mia eating about 20 pounds of food, which would be like 80 burgers. So if we put 80 burgers on this table, Mia would have to eat them to be like this snake. Does that sound like that?
No, I
Well,
don't.
we have a friend that can actually do that.
Molly
Yeah,
Schuyler.
Molly Schuyler. She lives in California now, but she
Yeah,
could do
yeah,
that.
local Bellevue woman,
yeah.
if you remember her.
Yeah, I heard
These
about
are amazing, and for our viewers, if you're new to David, he's written a couple of books, and he really works not just with his daughter, but really teaching kids all over about reptiles and amphibians. So these are the covers of his books, and you're also welcome to keep in touch with him online or call. He speaks to groups all the time, because for him it's not about the fear, it's the more we know, the more we can appreciate, and it's conservation too. David, thank you.
Well
Thanks,
spoken.
David.
Thank
Mia,
you.
thanks
Very
for
kind.
coming
Thank
again.
you.
Great to see you.
Mia, enjoy the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, whatever you say. Next.